Hey y'all, Kelly of Kelbell Studio here with the final edition of the Paper Corset project. Might not be the final edition, but it's going to be the final edition for a while. I'm working on some metaphysical things, learning how to read tarot cards and becoming a certified aromatherapist, and I have lots of reading to do, so I want to work on that, free myself up, free up a little bit of time to work on those things before I announce a new project. But this month we're going to be working on this, and I think this is just incredible. It's very arty looking, and I really like how she came out. So this video you're going to get some inspiration. Also, your template looks like this. I guess I could back this out a little bit. There is a little bit of special handling with the template, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out partially and get back to you on how to assemble this. Okay, what I've done here with the template is I've cut out the left side up this side and across the top. So actually I'm left with some extra paper down on this right panel. The whole right side and bottom I've left some extra paper, and that's going to be our tabs to make our pocket. So to find my halfway point, I'm just going to fold this over and line it up. And then crease. Get out my bone folder. Okay, so here's my left side of the page, and here's my right side of the page, and this is what we're going to be working with. So I'm just going to cut this edge so I know how far over here to fold it, because I don't want to cut that yet. So I'm just going to cut this corner edge. And now I can match this up. And if I match up the top, then the rest of this will fall into place. So now I've got this. I can cut this tab off. I'm just going to cut this up. And I'm going to cut this in half because it's a little bit too long. And then I can do this kind of thing if I want. Just cut out this little square thing. Got something that looks like this at the bottom. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be pretty at the bottom because you're going to be gluing it anyway. And I'm just going to do the same here. That like that. And I need to find the halfway point. On this panel here, I need to find the halfway point. The easiest way to do that is basically to fold it over like this. And do that. You might get a little bit of a fold here, but that's okay. So now we have our halfway point here, and I can cut this off because I already have this tab. Same. So now I have something that looks like this, and basically that's what you want. And then you can score these edges here so that they can fold. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So these tabs here are going to fold under. And if you have any like extra paper here, you can just trim that off. And then I'm going to cut up the side here. And it's going to be right along that crease that we made. And then when you flip this back around, fold that over and this flips down. Like that. So we're not quite done yet. We still got this up here that we need to deal with. But in the meantime, you can glue your tabs into place and line up your paper if it's not lining up correctly. So once you have glued your tabs on, you have a pocket that opens on the side here. You can either leave it like this, that's fine. This will open up and you can either leave it, or you can just trim a little piece off the top here, which is what I'm going to do. And then you're left with this so that you can reach in and pull out whatever you put in there. If it's, you know, shorter, or maybe it's just lined up with that, you can pull it out. So you can go ahead and cut that out. And then for those of you who opted to cut the top off, you're left with this opening, but that's the beauty of this. You can get some decorative paper and line this up and just glue it right across here to close this up. And then what you're left with is a little kind of booklet, which you can fold either way. You know, you can either fold it, take it and fold it over onto this side, or fold it onto this side. It really doesn't matter. I've chosen to keep it over here. Okay, so here's my base corset, my white corset, and what I want to do with this one is do a gradient on her. So yellow on down to maybe something a little more distressed looking down here. So darker, maybe brown. Haven't quite decided yet. She will be what she wants to be, of course. And then I thought I would do something a little more industrious with the straps, this time using wire instead of ribbon, which should be a little more in keeping with our steampunkish type kind of theme. It won't be exactly steampunk, but the wire will be. So it should be interesting to see how this comes out. So this is how this turned out with the gradient, and I think it came out nicely. It came out pretty much the way I hoped it would. You know, we've got a darker, deeper yellow on the bottom than we do on the top, and it's very light in at the top, which I like, and then added a little bit of distressing ink down at the bottom just to give it a little deeper color down there. So I'm ready to add my skirt. Here is a kind of some lacy paper, and I made a gradient, pink gradient on that, and then added a little bit of distressing ink to the bottom of this. You're not going to believe how gorgeous this looks against this yellow. And it's just going to go like this. Kind of a little bit, you know, uneven. Not perfect all the way around or anything. Something like that. So let's go ahead and put that on. And this is what this little lacy skirt looks like on, and oh my god, this is so gorgeous. Just the color just pops. So the next thing I'll do is I'll use got this annealed steel wire, and I'm going to use that for the straps this time to give it an artier look. She's looking arty already. I like it. Gorgeous. Okay, I've got the wire straps on this, which gives it a little bit of an industrial look. Very arty. I think I said that. Arty, but it does. Looks arty. So I don't know what else really I have left to do to this, you know. Don't really want to add too much flowery stuff because I'd like to keep her looking fairly arty. So we could strap her up though, lace her up in the back. Okay, I managed to get her even more industrious looking. I added some twirled, you know, this is the kind of thing I do with the paper. I twirl the paper and add it. Well, this time I just did it with wire and added it, and I rather like it. It looks kind of cool. So I think we might be done other than lacing her up in the back. So hope you're liking it. It's different. I have gone ahead and finished this up, and this looks quite a bit different from the last time that you saw it. I added a little flourish kind of thing down here and a couple ivy leaves to sort of hide that where these two pieces of wire meet, although I didn't really need to. It still looked okay. Looking at cat hair on this, that's always fun. And then I added this vine here, which adds on to here quite perfectly. It doesn't move around. Well, a little bit it does, but I did that on purpose so that it wouldn't really move around. And the leaves are hand cut and hand painted. This is how it looks on the other side. And this is probably the most arty piece I have done to date. So I don't know where this is going to take me, but I love the wire look in this. I absolutely love the colors. I think they're stunning. So I'm calling this one done. So that is it for the paper corset project. I have other things that I'm doing right now, so I'm not going to announce a new paper project probably until next year, but you guys can spend the next 6 months having fun making corsets. So hope you enjoyed the paper corset project, and maybe I will be back with the paper corset project again next year. I just don't know. Until then, thanks for joining me. See you next time.